all over the lunchroom where kindergarten teachers routinely started sentences with, when you go to college, you'll be able to study this, or you'll find out about this, and you'll be able to become this. And I was watching all the kids walk down the hall in their little uniforms. They had little khaki pants and real cute shoes, and navy golf shirts. And but a couple of kids had on like regular T-shirts, and I felt sorry for them. I thought maybe they couldn't afford the uniform, so I asked the second grade teacher who was showing me around. I said, "So are those kids that can't afford the shirt?" And she smiled, and she called one of the little girls over, and she said, "Tell Miss Lily about your T-shirt." And this little girl had to be like in second or third grade. She said, "Oh, this is Texas A&M. This is where I'm going to go to college." See, you don't have to, you don't have to wear the uniform if you wear a college T-shirt. So all the kids are going home telling their parents, "Where do I want to go to college? We've got to go find a college T-shirt." They want to be the cool kids. Of course, now, if you don't graduate, then all you've got is the lousy T-shirt. So, in New Jersey, the NJEA, retired in Camden, New Jersey, have just started on a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club in their area. And what they want to do is to put together a gift of their golden years, giving this golden gift to someone else's kid. They're going to put together a mentor program so that some kid that really needs that one-on-one person saying, "I care about you, you're special, and I care about you on the weekends and in the summer and after school. I care about what's going on in your life." Teachers and ESPs and our retirees, our student members, higher ed, everywhere we look, there are real-life heroes working through their organizations and making a real-life difference in the lives of our students. We are giving our kids everything that's in our power to give them. That's a powerful story, and I wanted to talk about it on Fox and Friends. I wanted to be that responsible, opposing point of view to the typical story on any news show these days. You know how you get to be on the news. There's a gun, there's a scandal, somebody got hurt, somebody got fired. That's when the news trucks roll up. It's a very quiet thing to hear children learning, and they don't like to show up for that. So this was a real opportunity for us. I'm going to be sitting there. I'll be able to see, look what they're doing all across the country. The producer called me the night before, and that's very common. I've had that happen often. They want to let you know pretty much how the conversation's going to go. They don't want you to do a deer in the headlights. They want you to be prepared for the questions that are going to be asked. So he was asking me some questions, and he said, "Wouldn't you say that the problem with failing schools is that they're full of bad teachers?" And I said, "Well, no, I wouldn't say that at all. You know, schools usually reflect the communities that surround them. So if you are in high poverty, high crime, high unemployment communities, often the kids bring those challenges into the school. So what we have to realize is you can't take what's working in a different kind of community and just plop it onto a challenge community. What we want to do are find solutions for those very, very different needs in that school." And then he interrupted me, which usually I don't mind because that's how you get your part of the conversation with me. But he interrupted me and he said, "But wouldn't you agree that it's impossible to fire a bad teacher?" And I said, "Well, you know, I'm glad you asked me because we really need to clear that up. Being a teacher is no guarantee of lifetime employment. What we have fought for is something called due process that will protect good people from being treated unfairly, because in the bad old days, some teachers would get fired because they were older and a principal wanted to hire a younger, cheaper teacher, or black teachers would be laid off before white teachers, or men would be paid more than women. And due process simply means that teachers are given the opportunity to defend themselves if they feel that they've been treated unfairly." And then he interrupted me and he said, "But wouldn't you agree that unions protect bad teachers, and until we reform bad unions, we'll never be able to get rid of bad teachers, and schools will never improve. That's when I said, no, I wouldn't agree. And that's the point where I stopped wasting my breath. And that is actually the point where he said, well, I think I've got what I need. So I knew where we were going. I knew it was going to be a setup. I mean, there was no surprise here, right? You know, these are the questions you're going to be asked. And here's the way they set it up. There was a suit on the right of me who was promoting charter schools. And he said, charter schools are the answer because I can fire any teacher I want like that, and they know it. And that's why they do such a good job. And then the suit on the left was telling me, literally, that the problem is with public schools is that all these old, he actually said this, old teachers cost the taxpayers too much money. Because see, when we get old, then we retire and we expect to be paid something unreasonable called a pension, and that is just unfair to children. The interviewer asked nothing but hostile questions about bad teachers and bad unions. And I got a few points in, but nothing like I had hoped for. Even I can't talk that fast. And for every breath I got, they got 3. So it was not